Motorsport.
I'm back. I know it's been a fat minute, but today we are going to be cooking up a vintage guitar sample for the likes of Trippie Red or YNW Melly. Even young bands, if you want to stretch it that far. Anybody who sings on like melodic guitar stuff, which is a lot of people. The lane switch loop kit is dropping soon. Probably when you're watching this video, will have dropped or dropping on that day. Links to my beat store, socials, and drum kits are down in the description. Let's hop right into it. So I feel like when recreating a sample without the use of the real instrument, the key to achieving like that extra layer of realism is through multiple accent notes. Accents are just small sounds that play like once or twice throughout the 8-bar loop, and they usually are tucked away in the mix to where you can barely hear them, but it like recreates the sound of somebody actually playing the instrument instead of like through a one shot or a VST. You'll see later on in the video on how I use them because it might not make sense on how I'm explaining it now. I think that's it. Let me jump right into it. So another tip when making samples with guitars is we're humans. We're not going to hit the same notes with the same velocity. So you're just going to hit Alt-R and it will randomize the velocities for you. So like right down here, you see all the velocities are kind of jumbled up and you go through and you fix them after. Another tip is to hit Alt-S and it will strum the notes. That's why some of them are off grid a little bit, but not a big deal. Like I said, we're humans. It's not everything's going to be on the same time. Not everything's going to be on the same velocity. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to layer it with another guitar, and I think I might layer it again. I'll have to find another sound, but I think I'll layer it again. All right, to run you through what I just did, I just mainly copied and pasted the main progression from these two guitars into this guitar, along with a few accent patterns like this little decline here, this roll here, this little decline into the roll here, and then I also randomized the velocities again. Like I said earlier, it's all about trying to make it sound like it was created by an actual guitarist, and I feel like these little patterns give it another layer of humanistic feel. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to find another pattern for a top line guitar, and then I'll probably work on those accents that I mentioned earlier. Alright, so I think the melody is done. I'll show you guys my mixer tracks real quick. Nothing crazy, just an EQ to take out highs and lows. Delay, this is a big one. If you turn the speed up and then add the ping pong effect, it gives like the sample a slapback feel, especially when you're making guitars, which I think fits samples really well. Chorus to give like a spacey vibe to one of the accents. And then reverb. I feel like when you're adding any type of effect to a sample, like my main goal is to make everything sound cohesive as possible, and like try to blend everything out and make it sound like it all came from the same place. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to render everything out and then mess with the pitches. Alright, so I just played the whole thing for you guys and now I'll kind of break it down. So I have this go-to texture that I always use. I always see like textures give like an extra layer of ambience to the sample. It's just basic birds, kind of like it. I don't know. I like it. It's my go-to. Not much else I can say about it. Another thing that's my go-to is another bird that I layer with that one because they kind of go together. I always try to put some type of impact sound in my loops because I feel like it gives it like a background groove, and especially when you're working with other producers, it kind of like sets the tone and might give them a different idea of how to do the drums, stuff like that. Lastly, I just added a fader effect. I just add this fader effect in all my loops so it brings the first 8 bars to the second 8 bars, and then, like I said before, it makes everything sound cohesive. Alright, so I have to add the bass and then I'll show you guys how to structure. Alright guys, that's it. I showed you guys how I usually structure my samples. Just an intro, a hook, a verse, and then a bridge at the end. Nothing too crazy, just so people can chop it up and structure it however they want to when they get their hands on it. This loop will be going in my loop kit, the lane switch loop kit. It is dropping at 300 subs. I'm 2 subs away right now, and it's already ready. This was the last loop, which was the reason I already had a guitar picked out in mind. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try and get better. I say it every time. I'm going to try and get better with doing these more consistently. I'm just a busy guy. Let me know what you want to see from me down in the comments. I need ideas for videos if these are going to be a consistent thing, because I'm not too good at coming up with them. I found this idea through asking people on Twitter if they wanted to see a sample tutorial from me. I think that is it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.
Motorsport. Evan, is that you?